Hello, you gorgeous people.
Hello, Philadelphia.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. It's so good to see all of you in Philadelphia. Cherry blossom season. What a gorgeous fucking time in this city. Wow.
Yeah. You know, you guys, I mean, first of all, we always have the best time when we come here to Philadelphia. And you guys are always
here.
having the best time, especially now that you guys are Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
What the?
Ronnie, that's a football team, Ronnie.
I feel like you're all about to kill me.
He's like, why are they doing a chant for Olivia Aiden? I'm an eagle.
I'm an eagle.
But so last night we were in D.C. and you guys check in on your friends in D.C. They're kind of going through it right now.
Poor things.
Poor things. They're all like, ah.
Have you been reading the news? Me neither. What a way to live. Actually, we were back there and I said, actually, I should read the news and see if it was horrifying, okay?
Horrifying.
You know how much eggs are? So I opened the news and the first thing was a gigantic picture of Putin, like, ha ha. That guy is so fucking happy. I'll say whatever's going on over there, I don't read much. Potatoes make you happy. It's proof. That man is happy. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he's smiling like a loon, and his skin looks so good. I didn't know they had like good Botox or whatever in Russia, but
yeah, no, it's actually not Botox. It's just the blood of dissenters that they just kill and just. You know what I love?
We do to TLC people. Why am I not?
Wait, you know what is hilarious about this? So backstage, we're sitting there. We're like, well, what should we talk about at the top of the show? We're like, I don't know. Did anything happen this weekend? I don't know what we're going to talk about. And now we're up here and Ronnie's like, Putin.
I'm sorry, his skin looks really good. That's all I had to say. That's my news update for you. Well, we traveled today, so we came in on the train, which is so nice.
The best.
Let me say, every town from there to here, what did you say, that show? What was that show with that girl from the Titanic? Where it was that murder show? Was it?
Mayor of Easttown.
Yeah, Mayor of Easttown. There were so many towns that looked like Mayor of Easttown. Ben was like, God, this looks like an H. Because I was like, aren't these towns cute? Because we passed like these little houses and then this little church. And right when I said that, he turned around and it was like a burnt down building.
It was like crumbling warehouses and broken glass. And I was like, I was like murder. But yeah. Why is it that when you said, what was that HBO show with the girl from Titanic? Why was that my first instinct? Was I thinking the old lady who throws the jewel off the edge? I was like, what show was she in? Speaking of HBO, we have to say this is a Sunday night, and we want to thank you for coming here because we know the White Lotus is on tonight.
Are you guys watching White People Lotus, but you're here instead, so thank you.
Are you guys watching the White Lotus? So I know it's great, and Popper, no. I was thinking about it because tonight we're up.
Me, Popper.
Mayor of Easttown.
There has been a murder.
I'm gonna
find out who did it.
I'm gonna get a sandwich at Wawa. That's right. I pandered to White Lotus fans and Philadelphians.
Parker Posey and Mayor of Easttown.
I was thinking about it before. I was like, because we're talking about Summer House tonight, which, by the way, such a good episode.
Oh, thank God. We got a classic. We got an instant classic for here. Toe sucking, the turning of a man just into shit, which we all knew was coming,
Turning of a man into shit.
We just know it's coming on Summer House, and we finally got it today.
We caught it right here. But I was thinking that, Summer House is really not that different from the White Lotus, right? Like,
It's a bunch of spoiled-ass rich people who you want to see die at some point.
Right?
When is Paige going to kill Craig? That's all we want to know. You know, how does it happen? When does it happen? You know it's going to. It's just when.
Like Walton Goggins, like Rick and Chelsea are kind of like Kyle and Amanda.
Oh, Walton Goggins.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like sad Kyle, I guess. Kyle when he's like, but I care about seltzer.
I want to kill the man who stole my spritzer.
We were on the train earlier thinking about how old we're getting because, well, we are. And we were walking around. I watched that show Adolescence on Netflix. Did you watch that? Everybody's like, oh my God, Adolescence, the best thing in the world. It's just Little Kid Killer.
Oh.
Every kid I saw today, I was like, get away from me, you little fucker. I don't trust any of them now. Last week, I loved them. I saw a baby today in a stroller. I was like, listen to me, you little fucker. Look the other way.
Yeah. I'm
still bigger than you.
Yeah, well, listen, if you just never trusted children in the first place, you're sad.
Ben just watched Adolescence. It was like, told ya.
Yeah. I was like, I don't need to watch a 4-part show to know what I already know. They're all killers and demons, okay?
But we were kind of stumbling onto the train thinking like, oh, we're not young anymore. You know, we got to sleep till 10 and we're still like literally, the train's not even moving and we're like, oh God, you know? But we kind of came to a cross because I was like, let's start at the end of the train. That way we don't have to wait in this line for all these people. But of course the seats were numbered backwards because that's how you do it on the East Coast. To trick all the Southerners. So we went the other way, but then we went to a head-to-head with this old couple. Oh, yeah. No.
They were in the wrong car or something. So it was, I'm sure you guys all have been there when the piece of paper comes out. It's like, I'm pretty sure it was seat 12C. Are you seat 12C?
It is C12. I have it right here. Look, the paper says C12. And he showed me, he's like, does this say C12? I said, it says C12. Why is that lady sitting in C12? Why? And then she's like, I'm in C12, sir. That is it. I already have my ticket. He's like, well, I have a ticket too. He has a ticket. Have you seen his ticket?
And then the wife goes, oh, they double booked us. Popper, no.
And then I fell in love. I think it might be time for me to get a boyfriend because we were getting something from the Blue Bottle at the train station, which, by the way, I mean, the coffee's fine, but everything's in paper and they still have paper straws. I'm going back to Starbucks. There, I said it. But we got coffee there, and there was a guy there who was so cute. He was just like so little and pale and hairless. He looked so weak.
It was Wallace Shawn.
He looked so weak. I was like, I can put it. Who was it?
I said it was Wallace Shawn.
God. That's a sports thing, huh? Who's that? Who's Wallace Shawn?
He's one of the Lost Kelsey brothers.
That's a sports thing.
Wallace Shawn, you know, like, what do you say from Princess Bride? Inconceivable.
Oh.
All right, anyway, go on.
So I fell in love with this little weak person, you know? And then I always think everything's going to be like a romance movie. So we got on the train and he was right in front of us. And I was like, oh, well, on the other side, so I could like look at him the whole time. I was like, oh my God, score. I have someone to stalk. So I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, it was like fate, right? I saw him at the Blue Bottle. I saw him now. We saw that little adolescent thing together and both looked at it like, fuck no. You know, I was like, I'm marrying this weak person. So then halfway through the train, this lady comes over and she's like, honey, there's room where I'm sitting now. And I was like, that bitch. And then for the rest of the time, I even walked to the bathroom just so I could see them sitting happily. And then the train was wobbling and I kind of fell on him. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then I just don't like this to the girl. I was like,
bitch.
Might be time to get married, you guys. It's getting sad out there.
It's fun times on the old Acela train, people. Now I know what it's like to be Danielle on Summer House. Guys, I made it. I'm here from the train. Did you have too much fun without me? Don't start club sending yet.
As I walked all the way to the bathroom, I thought, God, if only I had skin like Putin's, I would have totally won that one. All right, welcome to an evening of summer housing.
Hey, and can we give a shout out to some of our Patreon premium sponsors that are in the audience? We got Hava Nagila Weber, sorry. Wait, anyone else here? Any other premium sponsors? Oh my God, Allison King!
Ain't no thing like Allison King.
And that's it. We killed the rest.
I thought you were going to drop a scroll. All right.
Previously on Summer House. Sierra got mad. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Paige.
Thanks, other me. Sierra was mad after West ghosted her and then did a New York Times article saying he wasn't into her.
You're an idiot. Your hair is stupid, and I hope you die in a fire.
Oh, don't bully me. I'm just a boy.
Also, there's a new really skeevy guy in the house named Emerald. I haven't used so much hand sanitizer since the pandemic.
Orgies, am I right?
Gross. Carl's still sober and planning to open a soda machine.
Oh, it's called softball.
Okay. He's going to open a coffee shop with the soda machine.
It's called softball.
Okay. He's going to rent a van to serve soda out of from a soda machine for men with erectile dysfunction.
Thanks. I'm Carl 9.0. I'm soft. I believe in tenderness, hugs, and brick and mortar. Also, I found a new love interest, and her name is Lil.
You give huge lemur energy.
Ha. Is that good? Are lemurs soft? Ha.
I hope not, because I want to fuck a lemur.
Oh, softly, ha, please.
There's also a new girl named Lexi. She's really into lip liner and guys with huge mouths.
I love your juicy booty.
I'm like so insecure about it. It's so hard being a model.
Give me your booty.
Not until you're committed to me, my mom, and my crazy face sister.
I haven't had sex with a stranger in more than a week, so we're basically married. Oh, yeah. And there's been a miracle in the summer house. Jessica Tandy is pregnant. And not by her ex-fiance, Soft Carl.
Guys, I have an announcement to make. I'm having a baby, and I'm putting a big poster of the sonogram in Carl's room.
Oh, I'm gonna stand in the kitchen and try not to feel things. I'm soft. Oh.
And me, I'm trying to find a way to subtly break up with my boyfriend so the internet doesn't tear me limb from limb when it's announced.
Chicken. I can't wait till we're married and you can stop this career nonsense and make tiny versions of me to inherit my pillow empire.
Craig, last night I had a dream that I murdered you in your sleep. And then I showed up to our wedding alone and I partied with everybody to celebrate your death.
You dreamt that we had a wedding? When's it gonna be?
He's not getting the hint.
And scene.
So we open where we left off last time.
In honor of Carl, I will have a soft drink.
TM.
Is that Diet Coke? Soft?
So we left last week with a pirate party that Carl's throwing in honor of, I don't know, really. I don't really know. But he was wearing a lot of guy liner and Jesus sandals. We caught a close-up of his sandals today, and I was like, wow.
Do pirates wear gladiator sandals? It's like, shiver me timbers, but also are you not entertained?
So they're partying, and Amanda's trying to have fun because she's married to an alcoholic, you know, and you got to try and come along with the ride. So every once in a while she does. And Carl's just walking around like, hey, boy, matey, boy, boy, matey, hey, Amanda, you look hot. And she's like, thanks. She's dressed like a parrot.
And he's like, hey, Amanda, I always wanted to fuck a parrot.
Actually, technically, he said, I always wanted to date a pirate. And she goes, I'm a parrot, though.
Oh. Well, then you must know where there's a pirate.
Polly wants some guacamole.
So then we go to Craig and Paige, who's found a floaty to lay down on, of course.
She's like, it's like a bed.
Yeah. They're in a raft in Carl's fake pirate pool because he put down a tarp to represent the ocean, but it's nothing like the ocean. So they're just sitting on inflatables on a tarp.
Carl will still find a way to drown in that. That man is weak.
He still is underperforming even with his tarp work. So Kyle's like, and that's just incidental. That has nothing to do with what's going on. So Paige and Craig have just had a conversation where Craig is like, do you love me? And she's like, well, I'm going to give you an annual review and then we'll see if you're fired or not. And he's like, ha, ha, ha.
So
And she's like, it wasn't a joke.
Craig is wearing his pirate hat and his guy liner and his shirt's open. Did you notice that he has a big tattoo here of Paige? Except it's like a satanic pirate Paige who like has murder in her eyes, like blood dripping down her face. I was like, wow, how did you get your future on your chest? Because this is going to actually happen in 6 weeks. This is the version you're about to get. So Kyle comes over because he wants to talk about the squirt companies with Carl. The Spritz company. Sorry, that's Emerald's company. The squirt. He's like, hey, you want to talk about spritzers? And Craig's like, I don't know if I'm ready right now. He's like, this looks romantic. You know, can I change spots with you, Craig? And she's like, oh my God, please change spots with me. All right, I'm getting seasick. The letter C. I'm Craig sick. Please just sit right here. Sit right here.
You know, Craig is saying that he doesn't feel valued and he's like worried about how the tour is going to affect our relationship. I'm not going away to war. It's 3 months and I'm going to be just traveling a lot. And I've also said he could come to any stop he wants to. And you're just going to stress me out because you don't feel checked in on enough? This was the stupidest decision to ever date this man I ever had in my life.
Who gets jealous of tour? It's 3 months of smelling Hannah's farts on a bus.
Craig's like,
I want to talk to you, but I'm like going to get a drink, okay? I'm not leaving. Just wait here right on this raft, Kyle. Kyle's like, all right, bro. All right.
and Craig just never comes back.
I know. It was sort of like an obnoxious power move, but I was actually thankful for it because just watching Kyle sitting in that dinghy, he looked like, did he know that he could get out of the dinghy? He was like, I gotta wait for mom to come back before she unlocks the door so I can get out of the dinghy. He just was sitting there, just sad and alone, wanting to DJ something.
So this is West and Jesse's second season on the show, and they're still in that state of like amazement that they're like kind of like mediocre guys that are now getting all the boobies that they want to because they're on TV. So they don't know. It's like me standing in the middle of like 10 waiters holding hors d'oeuvres. So I'm just like. They're falling down. I don't even care. I'll just pick it up off the ground. That's how they are. They're both doing this. And so Jesse's like, hey, you guys married? You married, huh?
And she's like, yeah, I have a husband.
He goes, oh, yeah, congrats, yeah. I'm actually seeing someone or just asking for you guys, right? She's not here this weekend, though.
And she goes, yeah, but doesn't all this partying get old?
And he's like,
Huh?
what do you mean?
It's like, yeah, you know, like, don't you ever just want to, like, go hang out with your girlfriend? And he's like,
This summer I thought I'd be like dating girls and having fun, but I don't want to do anything to jeopardize my relationship with Lexi unless it involves that, me having sex with someone else. I could do that. So I'm just like trying not to, I'll flirt with him and that's really it, again, except for sex. And, just going to make conversation and sex and, just going to talk to people. If those people happen to have a vagina, I have sex with them, that's just what happens.
hey, how come this dinghy doesn't have a cup holder? Seems like kind of a missed opportunity. Hey, Dingy, you don't support Loverboy. I deserve an apology.
Kyle's trying to connect his Bluetooth to the dinghy. Does this thing have Apple Play?
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So then we cut to Carl and Lil, and Lil is like, oh my God, I'm like a mermaid. Like, Carl, you could have hired me to be a mermaid and you're not water tarp. Oh my God. Anyway, magicians are dope. I was like, what transition?
She's like, yeah, first of all, magicians are dope.
What transition was that? What was that? Like, oh my God, I'm like a mermaid. Anyway, magicians, the best. Am I right?
And when I have free time, I would love to A, go to magic school, or B, learn magic.
I think A and B are the same thing. I hate to break it to you. I want to either go to school or I want to learn something out of school.
You know what I have in my purse at all times? Cards. But I don't know any tricks.
Oh, you're ready for some magic.
What the fuck is wrong with this girl?
She has
between like magicking and mermaiding, but I'm just carrying cards just in case.
She just has magic cards on spec. She's like, well, I'm pretty sure I'll learn magic someday, so let's just get these in here, because when the time comes, I'll be ready. In case I run into a sorcerer in the Hamptons.
So Gabby's watching this and she's like, oh my God, that girl has cards. You know that Carl met her parents at a soccer game. That's how they know each other. And Emerald's like, oh yeah, I fucked her parents. Fucked them both. I'm into like polyparentism, you know? It's hot. It's really fucking hot.
Hey, Lil, I don't know if I told you this, because I feel like there's one person in this party I may not have told this yet, but I'm launching a new business.
Are you thinking of a jack?
I haven't jacked since last summer.
Fair.
It's called Soft Bar, which informs the whole jack thing. And it's a bar and a cafe, and get this, it doesn't serve alcohol.
Oh my God, like the way you're boldly making an effort not to earn profit.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping
you're like an actual magician.
Can you have like open mic night? As if this concept couldn't get any worse, is Lil on the mic, hosting amateur hour like it's showtime at the Apollo.
Oh my God, guess what? I go hard for soft bar.
You can use that. Okay. It's like, yeah, that was really good. I actually am a little shocked I didn't think of that myself. So I'm doing a friends and family event. It's basically just be my mom and my stepdad hanging out, drinking Diet Coke. If you want to come by, you can invite your parents.
This is like, after my last relationship, the most important thing to me is to have someone that believes in me.
Cut to Lindsay being like,
Do I think that you're like rushing life right now, girl? No.
What?
And I'm also pretty disturbed by this bleach blonde hair situation you got going on in this flashback.
You don't think I'm crushing life? You're jobless. What are you talking about? You're jobless and you spent like $100,000 of her money to buy podcast equipment. Hi, this is podcast equipment. Okay? This is it. A $10 table from a Target and two $40 mics from God knows where this thing has been.
I'm not jobless. I have a soda in my bag. I don't know how to use it, but I'm hoping that someday I'll understand soft drinks and then I'll be able to use it. Kind of like magic.
Let me tell you this, as a magician and a mermaid, I just want you to flourish, Lemur. Flourish, Lemur, flourish.
I don't know what's going to happen with these two, but hire that fucking crazy person. Hire her right now. This is the best casting we've ever seen. Her parents even showed up later in the episode. They're like, hi, honey.
Did you try any magic tricks?
If you have Lil at that soft bar, no one is going to believe that this is a place that's substance free. People would be like, okay, where's the speakeasy? So Carl goes, so she's like, yeah, I just want to watch you fucking floor. She goes, cool, I'm going to get you an invitation. I was like, Carl, you can't even commit to giving her an invitation. She's like, I'm going to get you one. I'm going to see if someone can get you an invitation.
I can't wait to get you an invitation to the van. I'm going to park in Williamsburg by a park. All right. So wait for that. Meanwhile, Carl's just like, hey! Did I fuck a parrot or is that in my head?
Craig has got into the house. He has peed, and now he is examining every snack item available. He's actually trying to fix that front door, so he's going to be like occupied for another hour.
Don't they show Craig in a bedroom just eating chips, looking in the mirror?
Staring in the mirror at himself like, I think this will be really good for the Sewing Down South social.
I'm a leader of industry now. He can wait on my time.
I'm not only a chip eater, I'm a storyteller.
So West sees Sierra. So West is with Sierra and Jesse, and he's just, binging kind of on everything. And Sierra's like, I'm hot. And he's like, I'm just like so scared of Sierra, And Jesse's like, come on, man, give her a hug. Do it, bro. You guys can do it. Make up. Notice that he does that. He does this like head jerk thing to like make you agree with him. It's kind of like Bronwyn from Salt Lake City, who's always talking like this. She's like, mm-hmm. So you're a low-life piece of shit. You agree, yes? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that. Where it's like, bro.
West is like, you know what? I get what Jesse's trying to do. And like last summer was like fucking great because it was like a great trio. We were like Scottie Pippen and Jordan and Rodman. No, you were like the siblings on the White Lotus, okay? If you know what I'm saying.
No, I never wanted to see any of these people fuck. That's for sure. Sorry.
By the way, he has to be careful because you're on Bravo, and when you say we're like Pippen and Jordan, that means Larsa and Marcus to us. It's a very different analogy. What an honor, like.
It's just like, oh, sorry, you Larsa. It's like, who's that? Larsa.
It's an honor, like, to be invited to Summer House, like.
Yeah, like it's really good to be here. Like, you know what? I like carry around cards in my purse, but I don't even know why. Like,
Marcus would fit in well. I mean, I've seen the headlines.
So West is like,
it's so hard being so awkward around someone who's so mean to me just because I wasn't into her.
he's walking around with guideliner smeared down his face.
All sad.
His belly hanging out. He's got like ho-ho crumbs smeared on his cheek. And he's wearing rainbow-colored parrot wings on his back, which I don't think is going to help you at a straight party.
No.
There are no gay people on this cast, sir.
He's going off banging people on futons and coming back on camera to be like, oh, my life sucks now. So Sierra...
I don't think he's getting laid, though, because look at this part. Every time he comes back to the house, he's like, yeah, I got some maybe on a futon, right? Maybe. But then look at this house. Everyone was like, hi. Oh, hi. No one's letting that inside of them. I'm calling it now.
So Sierra and Jesse are talking. And he makes her take off her giant pelican beak, and she's like, wow, that costume, you really commit hard, huh? And she goes, you think I commit hard? Yeah, like with my boy. And she's like,
but she's like, ha ha, Jesse Solomon, because they're kind of flirting. So then Wes meets some new girl, and she's like, like your outfit. And he goes, yeah, I mean, it's okay. She's like, She walks away. So then Jesse's like, yeah, you're still like giving like nuggy energy towards Wes, and he's just trying to figure out what he's supposed to do. He just like wants to fully move on. And she's like, well, you might suggest, I don't know, cyanide, razors, maybe putting his lips around a tailpipe and just letting me press the gas.
With it being in park, of course. So
That would be awkward, right? He's like, alrighty. It's like, hey, wait.
She's like, damn
I
it.
was ready to go.
She like sets up a murder scheme and then drives away from it.
Now that's the Summer House cast in White Lotus. They just bungle every murder.
So basically, she's like, yeah, he used me for an entire summer, and fuck him. And I say, I agree. So,
Yeah.
thank you.
So Kyle's just still on that dinghy.
At this point, he's found a volleyball and drawn a face on it. Elson.
So then Wes sees Sierra and Jess talking, and he's like, oh, man, a lot of conversations going on that island. So Sierra's like, yeah, well, you know how like when you don't like somebody, you know, like how there's like when a homely person there and you don't like them, but they're like, but I like you, and you're like, no one else is here, so you give them a chance. Yeah, that's what happened. And he's like, hey, so what's the problem? Why don't you just give me a chance? If it was that easy, I'm sitting here too.
She's like, well, Jesse called. She's like, well, why didn't you try? And he's like, well, because my boy called dibs. And she's, no, that's gross. So she's like, Jesse Solomon, don't let whoever stop you from finding your wife, okay? And he's like, don't cheer that. We're not empowering Jesse Solomon today. He's like, yeah, are you saying don't let Lexi stop me from having you?
And he's like kissing her hand, and she's like, yeah, this is like the first time I'm hearing him say that he's interested in me. Like, honestly, last year it was fair game. I mean, everyone here is mediocre. I could have picked any one of them.
I know. It is so fun every season watching supermodel Sierra come onto the show and slowly lower her standards every week until by the end of the summer she's boning someone like Austin. She's like, well.
It's sad. It's like
Here I am
watching
again.
Southern Charm over and over again. Every season, they're like, here's a new fresh crop of 25-year-olds. Abuse them, boys.
She's like, my horniness has outweighed my standards. Okay, bring him in.
It's like that line in, is it Dazed and Confused, where Matthew McConaughey is like, yeah, I just keep coming back to high school because I keep getting older, but they all stay the same age. So Kyle's like, hey, rubbing up yucky, two in a tub. Spider went down the drain and out came my chub. Chubby, chubby, chub, chubby, chub, chubby, chub, chubby, chub. And meanwhile, Craig's like, hi, Captain of Industry. If you guys want, here's some pillow discounts if you're ever sewing down south.
So Craig finally gets back into the dinghy, which is such a funny thing to say. And he gets in and he's goes, I'm going to find you. And he's like, I'm sorry, bro. It's all right, bro. Okay, no bad, my bad.
So Jesse's watching this and he's like, yeah, look at that over there. Craig just big dicking Kyle like that. That's hilarious. He's not going to accept an apology either. I mean, that guy really wants him to change his whole mindset. And we see a flashback of Craig shirtless talking to West and Jesse. He's like,
Yeah, listen, he shouldn't be like that. I'm like a leader in my field, all right? And him acting like that, like, you know what I did? You want to make a move like that? Then I'll pull Loverboy out of every single one of my stores. And I called every single Loverboy. It was two.
He has two stores.
I called two
He
stores.
has two stores.
That are not alcohol-serving stores. And I said, you get that shit out of my store.
Wow, that's going to put a huge dent in sales now that Loverboy has been removed from 2 pillow shops.
wow. Oh, my
Because as
God.
we all know, when you want to get drunk, where do you go? The pillow shop. Talk about soft. Kind of stole my concept.
Delusional.
Brick and mortar.
So we go to Kyle and Craig, and Kyle's like, by the way, whoa, hey, can we stop the ride from rock? Do you feel like we're rocking? It's like a real dinghy.
No. Greg is confused. Kyle's like, I didn't take my Dramamine. Get it?
And then Kyle does this weird thing where he's like, yeah, we're rocking on it. All right, let's talk about Loverboy. Welcome to the boardroom.
He goes into business mode because this is this is what like tech bros do. They party. Like, all right, synergy. Okay, forecast. Okay. Well, listen, bro. I would have loved to talk to you about it last night, but now we're gonna talk about it now. Well, we're dressed as pirates, but that's okay. My goal is just to put this to bed, but in a dinghy. Okay. I mean, you know what? Like, I want to go back to a world where we're going on double dates and going to a world where you and I are like, you know, when we're in a dinghy, we're like having fun, bro. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, but you're like the only one who like made this a thing.
And Craig's leaning back like he owns the fucking world.
As if he didn't just get told off in that same seat by Paige DeSorbo 10 minutes ago.
But he's got a pirate hat on, and Paige just looking at Kyle like,
So Kyle's like, look, I've known you for like 6 years, bro. And like, I know if I know my friend spent his blood, sweat, and tears building something, the last thing I'm doing is getting into bed with a direct competitor.
But you're taking money out of people's pockets, bro.
Craig, the regular Jean Valjean of the show.
2, 4, 6,
I stole a loaf of bread so I could feed it to my pillows.
What do you mean? Listen, like, no matter how I went about it, like, it isn't my deal, you know? My deal doesn't affect Loverboy, you know? Like, I just don't know how you wanted me to go about it, okay? I was approached with a deal. I told you I was approached with a deal. I took the deal. Then you texted me and you said, please, save my children, save my wife. I depend on you for all of my business advice. Please don't take this away.
No, bro, I wanted you to be on the Loverboy team, but now I'm on my own, selling spritzers without you.
Yeah, but I said it's just business, and you said you hated when people say that because it meant they're doing something shitty.
which is a good point.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point. I don't think anyone's been like, don't worry about it, it's just business, when they're like actually helping you, you know?
He's like, but I don't feel bad about it, okay? And you said I had a reputation for lying. How dare you? I had to hear about that sitting across from the Queen having tea in England. Do you know how embarrassing that was?
So you're just like not gonna apologize? Is that you're just not gonna apologize for calling me a liar? When have I ever lied? And God bless Bravo, for the first time they did not roll a 10-minute montage of Craig lying for a decade.
And Kyle's like, bro, you're sad? I don't think your level of sadness could ever appropriate the amount of sadness. A little fall of rain, and never me now. You're here. That's all I need to know. That sounded like Luann doing.
Yeah. Les Miserables.
There is a castle on a cloud.
Master of the Exile Francais.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So both guys have a spritzer business that's probably not profiting, let's be honest. Because last year we found out Kyle wasn't making a profit. He's like, I'm $1 million something in debt, bro. How do you think that makes me feel? And Craig, I don't even think he owns that. He's just like got paid some money to do that. So they both look at each other and they're like, we're not going to fight forever about not profiting off of spritzers. Okay, let's just drop it.
Yeah.
So they do.
Never let a spritzer come between your friendships. So basically they're like, yeah, let's just be friends again. And they hug and they're like, all we care about is the girls. Bro, all I care about is us and the girls who we're going to be in relationships with for a very long time. I just want to go back to double dating, especially in the new year. Just you and me and you and Paige. Let's just do it, bro.
2 couples destined to last.
So then the party starts going on and raging all around us, and we get one of the ultimate Trixie Monaco
Yes.
bangers.
Yes.
Please don't come and kill my vibe right now.
Right
If
now.
you're not up for a good time, please get out. Spread the good vibes over here. Spread the good vibes over here. Paul, get your goddamn finger out of your asshole. We're trying to record here.
That's a jam. They play that one a lot. Have you guys noticed that song? It's like, it's great.
So now Paige is talking to Emerald and Amanda, and Paige is like,
Oh, look, this is a parrot. This is my friend Polly, Emerald. Okay, be nice to her. She likes drunks and crackers.
she married one.
And Emerald's like, oh yeah, I met a girl named Polly at Burning Man. It's the hardest name to have over there, because if you say, hey, you're Polly, everyone's like, yeah, because everyone's Polly over here. I have sex and swings.
I don't think poly just means fucking everybody, does it? Doesn't poly mean when you have like multiple deep relationships with people? Because I lived next door to a poly girl for a long time, and I was like, please have less relationships. And it wasn't even the fucking, because that was like so. I have to say, like, it was so low volume. I could hear it because it was right next door, but it was like this. Yeah, what do you they talked. They just fucking talked. It was like one bang, how do you feel about that? Well, maybe we should invite Ethan over and Ethan can tell us how he feels about that. It's like, oh my God, I'll just stay a whore, you know?
Maybe when he said that he was poly, he meant douchey. That would make a lot more sense. So anyway, they're like, okay, RGBs. By the way, they're so visibly disgusted with Emerald every time. They're like, well, I guess we have to talk to him today. So let's walk by and say one thing. This is pretty benign. How about, here's a parrot. Polly want a cracker? Hey, Polly, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah, I'm poly too. I tell every girl the Burning Man.
So Sierra goes up to Carl, and she's like, so, Carl, who's that chick?
No, I'm gonna do anything. No one's gonna talk. I'm gonna put on an inflatable shark outfit and DJ. Please don't try and kill my head right now. Please don't try and kill my.
From like on the other side of the fence is Danielle being like, Club send it.
You guys forgot to leave the key under the map, but it's cool. I'll just wait here.
Hey, can you play that song before I have to catch the LARR?
I'm poly too.
By the way, I hate when Kyle gets into his inflatable costume because it's always the same thing. He puts on the inflatable costume and then it inevitably is, Amanda, I'm so hot. Don't do it to yourself, Kyle. So Sierra goes up to Carl and she's like, so who's that girl? And he's like, oh, her name is Lil. She goes,
Yeah, well, she's telling people she fucks lemurs. So
she tried to pull a card out of my ear, but accidentally sliced me with a broken bottle. And it was weird.
and it cuts to Lil dancing, and she's like Lil's in some washing machine of her own. She's the only one like.
Carl's like, I did ask her on a date. We're gonna split a Sprite bottle with my parents on a Wednesday morning.
So Craig is now talking about West and Jesse to Amanda because, you know, Craig's ultimate goal here is just to gossip. You know, that's all he wants to do. So he's like, wow, watching them run around, it's funny. They're like kids with a shiny new thing, talking about the boys because they are still doing the hors d'oeuvre thing where they're just seeing girls like grabbing whatever they can. And Amanda's like, they forget we exist at parties sometimes. It's almost like we married them.
Craig's like, yeah, it's like fun to watch. They're like kids with like shiny objects. Oh, you mean like you guys in Southern Charm? Yes, absolutely. So then Wes does the splits, you know, because Kyle Richards is not on TV at the moment, so we need. It's been 2 days since we've seen Kyle Richards. Unfortunately, he doesn't have enough hair to do the ponytail thing.
So Jesse comes up to talk to him, and Jesse's like, hey, Craig, hey, can I ask you a question? Let me ask you. Here, bro. how do you stop? Like, how do you stop for Paige? And there's like all these hot girls around. Like, how do you stop yourself? And Craig goes, you date your number one. That's how. Like, you got to date the girl that you cheat on your girlfriend with.
Yeah, that's so romantic. I just wanted the moment
ultimate boss of mistresses. That's what you do. The final boss.
The moment I knew I was in love with you was when I knew that I could someday cheat on you, but instead I wouldn't.
What's the name of the What's the big dinosaur in Super Mario at the end? What's his name? Bow Wow.
Bowser.
Oh, Bowser. Yeah.
It's Lil Bow Wow. Lil Bow
Bowser.
Wow. That has a great rap career.
The Bowser of mistresses.
I'm the architect. Hey. You know what I like about Mario? He's not just a plumber, he's a storyteller.
When I saw that short guy get such hot ass, I got hard. So, Amanda.
I was like, do you know how quickly I just went through a Rolodex of Super Mario characters to figure out which one was Paige? It's Peach, just always running away from Mario. Like, oh no.
Yes.
I've been kidnapped.
Oh no, Craig.
Sorry.
I'm kidnapped.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'm living
sure.
with some big guy with a jack body in a castle now. Sorry, Craig. Bye.
Oh, sure. I'll marry you. Oh, here it is. Our lovely. Whoops. Here's the dinosaur thing. Captured me. Bye.
Does that mean that Luigi is Austin? Craig is insane right now. It's a Mushroom Kingdom. But what's Shep? Shep is Toad. Gosh, the princess is stolen. You have to save the princess and her freckled little lips.
Patricia's just that thing on a cloud that throws like spiky turtles at everybody and kills them. Sorry. Sorry.
Whitney's a Koopa Troopa. Mother.
So Amanda they're still talking to Jesse and Craig. So Amanda's like, it's hard to read him, you know? Like sometimes he's like, look at all these girls, but if Lexi was here, he'd be like a little parrot because she's his prize. And Craig's like, let's ask him. Jesse, come here, Jesse. Hey, Jesse. Jesse, Amanda said you're into Lexi. He's like, well, it's hard because, you know, there's Lexi and everything. I mean, one thing about Lexi is I'm never confused about where her lips are. You know? They're pretty well outlined. But there's just like so many hot chicks here, you know what I'm saying?
Are you afraid to change your ways? He's like, I mean, yeah, I'll be lying if I said there was a small part of me. He's like, so you want to change your ways? I mean, because there's hot girls around? I mean, because, yeah, they're really hot. Maybe you'd want to kiss them in an alternate reality? I mean, yeah, sure. Okay, so you want to cheat? I mean, okay, I'm going to go tell everyone you want to cheat. That's a good Amanda just is like, come on, give me something. I got to go around and tell people something.
She kind of does do that, but there's that moment where she's just like, are you afraid to change your ways for a woman? You know it's the right woman if she makes you want to change, even if you never really do. Cut the Carla.
I'm gonna change soon, Amanda.
He's at the front of the dinghy going, I ain't of the world. So
And Craig goes, yeah, you know, you don't date so. I love that Craig's a fucking expert. Shut up, Craig. Who's asking Craig? So Craig's like, you don't want to date someone because they check the boxes. Cut to Craig, literally on Southern Charm, the day before or the day after this show airs, going, I just like Paige, Andy, because she checked all the boxes.
yeah, he literally said that. So Jesse's like, I mean, I had a really good conversation with Sierra. And he's like, you know, when I asked her, I said, like, you know, what could have happened if I just showed up on time a year ago? And she was like, well, why didn't you try? And I was like, well, my boy called dibs, you know? And, you know, Lexi was at home watching that with her lip liner like...
So Amanda's like, okay, but if there was a burning building, who would you save? Lexi or Sierra? It's a given that we're all going to kill Jules. So let's just leave her in there.
It's her favorite game. Who would you save from a burning building? And he says, well, they're both small. I'll put them both over my shoulder. Menage a trois, right? And Amanda's like, wait, so you're not going to save me? I was like, yes, it took 5 years. The karma.
So he's like, I mean, I'm not blind. Have you seen Sierra? I mean, she's a model, all right? Like, of course I'd save her, but we just have a friend vibe because she dated my friend, you know? We haven't discovered beyond that. Should we do it? We should. Are you saying we should? We totally should? Okay. I would date Sierra. Listen, I'm a heterosexual male. I would. Oh, my God, Lexi.
We're not on camera still, right? We're not on camera still, right?
Yeah. Oh. So then he leaves, and Craig's like, whoa, did you guys know that he likes Sierra? She's like, well, I mean, I asked her, and she said that she's not a honey hopper. I was like, who says that? She's going to end up with West after all this is done.
Homie hopper.
Oh, homie hopper. Still, I'm not a homie hopper. I just wrote it down wrong.
Well, they both have reasons that are bullshit for them not being together. So let's get them together so that way everything goes wrong in their lives.
Do you know how much pain would be saved if we had you guys here for every recap?
I know. So then...
No, you fucking idiot!
So Paige is on her bed, and Sierra walks in the room, and Sierra goes, oh, I love how I knew exactly where you'd be. I was like, yeah, so did America.
Yeah. So Craig's like, it's not nothing, Amanda. This is a big deal. Okay, so Carl's like, we promised never to come after each other's brands, so, you know, we're chummy now. Shark reference.
So Sierra's like, ugh, I talked to Jesse. Ugh. And Paige is like, oh, I saw that. That was for like a long time.
Yeah, you're really lucky because I had to hear Emerald talk about fisting someone's gardener for 30 minutes.
So meanwhile, we got to the Ratliff brothers peeing, and West is like
On the lawn.
He's like,
in case anybody was wondering where they were peeing.
I mean, where else would they pee? So West is like, you know what, Emerald, don't answer that. West is like, he's like, hey, bro, want some Hampty Wah?
Hampty Wah. And he's like, my mom texted me and she was like, how do you open Hampton's water? Hampty Wah. Like, literally, we've got our dicks out right now trying to open the Hampty Wah. Please just die. I want these people to choke.
Every good thing has to come to an end. And such is the case for Carl and Lil's date. Well, I'm so glad you came. I was just saying, the summer's nice because I'm actually within this group of friends. I have my own voice and my own self. And it sounds like this. I don't know what to say. So it just feels good to be like here, leaning into lemur energy, learning about magic maybe someday, and knowing that like there's a girl who wants to have a soda with me. I'm just a lemur standing in front of a girl, asking her to love me.
Yeah, because in my last relationship, that girl got pregnant with his baby in the bed I paid for in that apartment.
Yeah, hopefully with her fucking cardboard cutout standing above her going, fuck yeah, you made the right choice, Lindsay.
What?
So
what
this
bed
girl's...
did Carl pay for? What bed did Carl pay for?
Did not pay for a bed.
I'd like to know.
So then her parents come to pick her up and like, hi, honey, we brought the mermaid
detail you asked for.
Oh, there they are. Hi, you look great, by the way. Oh,
You look great in guy liner.
oh, thanks so much. You look great in lady eyeliner, which I guess is just lady eyeliner. Oh no, this is getting scary. Oh.
He's so charming. What are you supposed to be, a pirate?
He's like,
Yeah, I guess I should be saying, arg, 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 oh, oh.
Yo ho, all hands, mind the soft soda on the boat.
so next we go to the city.
Thank you for the scattered applause. Thank you.
We go to the city, and Lindsay's in her apartment lighting sage. She's like, this is where the baby's going. This is where the futon that Carl claims that he paid for was. Out, lemur energy.
Lemur? I don't know. Get rid of this lemur. Okay. Oh, wait. This spot here is the sandwich that I made for that other guy, Strawby. Okay, let's get... Oh, wait. This spot over here, I'm going to sage away some...
Here's a sandwich making station. Ow, ow.
Oh, there's reporter Christina Gibson. Gonna sage her out. Okay.
So she's like,
This apartment has seen so much shit, I considered moving. But if you eliminate the bad energy, it's fine. Bye, girl. So now I'm stress-free and I don't give a fuck.
so then she gets on the phone with Aunt Rhonda. I have never seen Aunt Rhonda this happy. Normally when they show Aunt Rhonda, she's like, hey, honey, why are you calling me? Why do I need to hear another 10-minute sob about a man? Not this time. She's like, Aunt Rhonda, I've got sage. And it's like, oh my God, Lindsay.
She's
Good for you, honey.
She's like, wait a second. Are you telling me you took down your neon rat house sign? Oh my God, I thought the day would never come. Thank God.
She's so happy. She's like, how are you girls doing? Oh God, are you saging your apartment? You need a fresh sage, love. Get rid of them. Burn it down. Burn Carl out of that fucking place.
You just hear the sound of the spirits leaving. They're like, soft. Brick and mortar, hug me harder.
I'm not ready for this.
So then we get, she's like,
Oh yeah, I got rid of the futon. I got rid of the dresser. I got rid of bad vibes couch.
and then we see a clip of them sitting on that couch, and Carl's like,
We're supposed to be married in 2 months, and I'm not ready to do that.
and they just keep pointing. It's like, ding, the couch. Ding, it's the bad vibes couch. Ding, ding, ding.
So Lindsay's like,
Yeah, I don't have FOMO about missing this party. Stupid pirate party. Shipwrecked, which... Actually, I came up with that idea, and Carl just took it because he doesn't have any of his own ideas, not even for stupid parties.
I thought that was so funny that Carl couldn't even come up with his own party idea.
Yeah.
We should do a shipwreck party. I can't be here next week.
Stellar shipwreck party.
It's like next year, Carl's be like, guys, I was thinking about having a party, and it could be in, I don't know, I was just thinking about something like maybe tribute to Aunt Rhonda. I don't know. They're like, did you come up with that on your own, Carl? Yeah, totally.
And Aunt Rhonda's like, good for you, Lindsay. God, the only thing about you having a decent man and not having to dump a terrible man is where am I going to get the serotonin left? Ah!
So back to the party, Jesse and West are sort of hanging out. Jesse is shit-faced. He has torn his pants from dancing on the dance floor. I can't even imagine how badly he mangled the Venga bus, but he did. And West is like, Jesse basically saying like, by the way, I was talking to Sierra and I wanted to defend your honor, bro. And she just kept on being like, oh, you used her. And I was like, no, it was a bro. Like, how do we get back to being a place where we're all friends again? She looked at me and was kind of like, never, bro. And then West is like, I'm sad.
Well, yeah, because that whole conversation with Sierra, he was supposed to be like, hey, bro, give my bro a chance. chance, Sierra. He's a good guy. Maybe you can marry West after all. And instead, he was like, hey, Sierra, sure, we've got a chance, don't we, honey?
He sort of like messed up the mission, you know?
We're just friends. So you're saying I have a chance, right?
She's like, I'm going to put on my pelican mask again. So basically, yeah. And so now Wes is all in his feelings like, oh my God, I can't believe she said that, you know? Like, God, he gets to really what the core is, which is like, Austin was way worse than I was. She still talks to Austin. Why am I getting raked over the coals?
Was Austin worse than... I don't think Austin was worse. Austin was pretty bad.
Austin was worse. Austin... Because
he didn't say, because she was straight up with West and said, listen, I'm not going to sleep with you unless we have something. Austin didn't necessarily say that. Austin was just kind of like, hey, who wants you sign this? We'll fuck around here, Charleston, whatever. Like, it's fine. We'll go on a double date. And she kind of assumed. But with West, she was like, no, this is what I want. Don't fuck me over. And he's like, fuck you over? Never. By the way, New York Times never really liked Sierra that
That's
much.
true.
So I think West is actually worse.
Although Austin did say, you look like goddamn Celine Dion. Which is a strange one. Celine Dion does not deserve that. Just to be associated with Austin, I mean. So anyway, so Sierra and Paige are in bed, of course. And Paige says the least surprising thing, which is, this party is draining me. You know, Craig and I went to dinner Thursday night. I had to have kangaroo. Ew, disgusting. And he just started to be like, I come to you 90% of the time and we never even talk about it. And now you're like going on tour and like, am I going to be like, I just want to make sure our relationship is like a priority? Like, gross, disgusting.
And Sierra's like, yeah, like, woe is me. And then she gets her iPad and she's like, dump in. And then she goes, and I'm not going to tell you again.
And Paige is like, well, we got home, and then he was like, well, obviously, on camera, I'm not going to say that your shit's bigger than mine, because that would look negative towards me. And I was like, but it would look positive towards me, Craig. And she's like, what? He wouldn't even say that your shit was bigger than his shit? Dump that fucking idiot. Damn it, did I say that again?
And Craig, meanwhile, is like,
Where's my girlfriend?
Paige is like, I mean, I'm starting to wonder, like, is Craig like a secret hater and a storyteller?
So Sierra's like, well, she shouldn't have to pay for his lack of self-esteem. This is all on him. Fuck that guy, you know? So Jesse and West went on a podcast. I think it was Virtual Reality. And they were talking, and Jesse's like, wow, you know, the girls are real convincing with, like, you know, how they, like, say that men are screwing them over and stuff. I mean, Craig was just saying, like, make our relationship a priority. Like, is that so bad? I mean, what's so wrong with that? And the host of that was like, you're going to get, like, you could just hear him being like, you're going to get your ass beat.
Yeah.
Paige hears it. Because that's not all Craig did. Craig said,
You know, you can't really work the same when we're together and you have a baby. So this is the end, right? This is all you're going to do.
he is trying to hold that girl back, and I'm glad she dumped him. And Jesse, I'm not surprised.
Oh, yeah. We have been and continue to be resolutely Team Paige on this situation. So outside,
Jesse said that the rest of his season's not very good, and we're about to see why. But I was like, you just made it 10 times worse. Do you really need Paige after your ass now? It's like,
Okay, another death on my list.
revenge.
so
Do you
outside,
remember that show? I'm sorry. Revenge. The ocean would be like.
So outside, the party is in full swing. Let's pretend that Lil didn't actually leave yet, because apparently she hasn't, because now we see her doing the worm. Which... okay, it's funny to see anyone doing the worm, but Lil doing the worm?
Lil does the worm just in conversation. She's like, you know.
I know.
I'm really into cards.
She's like trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat, but also doing the worm at the same time.
She's doing an interpretive dance commemorating her future relationship with Carl. You see it all working out.
So then
doing the worm.
upstairs, Amanda joins the girls upstairs, and she's asking. She's like, "By the way, you guys." Like she's talking about like Jesse. I think she's talking. Is she talking about Jesse and Sierra? Yes, because Amanda's like, I've been picking up on it all fucking summer, and I've mentioned it to her a couple of times, and she's like, no, I would never, and I thought it was a joke. But then they were like this and dancing with each other.
That sounds gross. I'm trying to hide in bed away from this gross shit. Could you please stop? I don't want to go downstairs. I don't want to look at that. And I heard Lulu's doing the worm. Can someone just bomb this house? Although I do want a chicken finger. Okay, I'm going to come down.
And we do see, I mean, like Jesse is like grinding up on Sierra. Lexi will not be happy with that, and I can't wait to see her reaction.
Yeah. And Amanda's like, is it weird eating chicken fingers? Because I'm like a bird, and I'm eating another bird.
Deep thoughts on this show at all times. So the party ends, and I was shocked that Amanda did not go running out to the backyard to say, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. She must have really been like upset that she didn't get to say it this week, because that's kind of like all she does on the show is kick people out of the house.
So Paige is like, all right, get the boys up to my room. We need to gossip. I'll be on the bed.
So now Jesse is putting Sierra's feet on his leg on the couch. They're kind of gathering on the couch, and they're all getting flirty and drunk. So Jesse has her feet on his leg, and she's like, my feet are ashy. And Paige is like, suck her toes.
It's great foreshadowing. I didn't even know what was going to come. And I mean that in all ways. So Sierra's like, ew, don't suck my toes. So then, of course, like Emerald's like, what was that? And
Yeah.
he's like, wait a second. Someone could be sucking my toes. Who wants to go out tonight? And so they're like, yeah, let's all go out. Let's go out tonight. So they're all going to go out. And Paige is like, ew, disgusting. A non-bed activity? I would never.
But then Amanda sees West outside by himself, and she's like, that's so sad. West is out there all by himself. Do you think he's okay? And it just shows West dancing all alone in those wings at the edge of the like dance floor where nobody is. He's like,
sad little puppy. So now Amanda goes out there to check on him, basically to get goss. And he's like, dude, like, it's getting to the point where, like, I'm trying to be nice and I'm trying to be civil, but, like, she won't be friends with me. And, like, it's, like, really not fair because it's not my fault it didn't work out just because she said, promise you won't use me. And then I used her and then, like, went on to bang random chicks at bars across the country. Like, that just, like, hurts a lot.
he's like, yeah, like, I'm sorry, but you can't get mad at me just because I didn't want to date you and then keep villainizing me because we're not dating. I was like, oh my God, you're just making this so much worse. That's not the point, you piece of shit. She never would have dated you in the first place.
Yeah. You
talked
begged
her
and
into
begged
it, you
and
mediocre fuck.
begged.
God, it's like when you give somebody a $5 on the street and you're like, I'm a fucking baller. I just helped somebody today. And they're like, that's it? Fuck you, you fat bastard. You got more than that.
Well, it wouldn't be Summer House without someone love bombing. So let's go into the bathroom where Jesse is peeing and simultaneously flirting with Lexi on the FaceTime.
She's like, oh my God, you're calling me. Are you peeing right now? And it's like, what's the sound of peeing? I don't know how you make that with. I've never tried to make that with my mouth. No, but like the bubbles hitting the water, like.
I really liked. But I have to say, I really liked the audience participation on that just now. That you're like, what's the sound of peeing? And then we all were like, it's like we're both doing pee sound and calling a bunch of cats. So.
You're like, I'm not seeing right now. I say, yes, you are.
So then we go to Craig and Paige, and they're sitting on the bed, and Craig is like, we haven't eaten all day today. She's like, I ate. What did you eat? Chicken? What? No, chicken. What? Chicken. What? I ate chicken. You didn't eat me. I'm alive.
No, chicken. What? The thing that I ate today was chicken.
You are
Hey,
gonna
Craig,
tell me
why did the chicken cross the road?
why?
To get away from chicken.
Why? How do I get away from myself?
I've been asking myself the same question for 2 years.
Hey, Craig. Can you get your phone?
What?
Where is it?
It's right here. Why do you want to know?
Okay, now lay back.
Okay.
Now go on it and shut up.
He goes, why should I do that? She goes, so I can go on mine. Please be quiet.
Hey, Craig, can I see one of your pillows?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, can you just hold it a little closer to your face?
Yeah.
A little closer.
Yeah.
A little closer.
I don't know if I can breathe anymore.
Closer. He did it to himself, not my fault.
Back to Jesse and Lexi.
Do you miss me?
Yeah, I miss you. I jerked off before the party, so I wouldn't miss you too bad. Yeah.
If these two aren't a forever couple, I don't know who is.
And she's like, He goes, yeah, but it didn't work because I jerked off, but then I still missed you. She goes, oh, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. It's like, there's no hope for you. Listen, Lexi, I'm trying with you. The man is being as he calls you and then talks about jerking off so he doesn't miss you. Girl, bye.
He was trying to say that. What he meant to say was I jerked off so I wouldn't cheat on you.
Yeah.
And then he was like, so I don't miss you. And then she's like, but I want you to jerk off to me, right? And then she's like, I miss you. And she's like, okay.
So it's like, yeah, I thought about you before jerking off. I thought about you during jerking off. I thought about you after jerking off. She's like, you thought about me after? And he's like, well, right now it's after. So I guess I'm thinking about you. Oh my God, I want to run to the Hamptons right now.
I'm up in Canada with my family, and I've been hearing from Jesse nonstop. Even on a regular day, he calls me 50 to 100 times, except for 37 minutes between the hours of 3 a.m. to 3:37 a.m. Well,
I just love it because he updates me with what he's doing, and then I update him with what I'm doing. Lip liner, mom calls. I do a podcast with my sister and my mom called 69 Girls. Then we put lip liner on each other, and then he calls me again.
So he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about how bad it is with Wes and Sierra, and I just hope you and I don't ever come to that point, You're about to fuck Sierra. What are you talking about?
So meanwhile, it's that hour of the night, the hour where Kyle is slumped over his DJ booth going, Barney. So now everyone goes out. Everyone goes out for a good time. Everyone heads out. It's the usual thing. They go out, and then they come back, and they push open that door. You're like, okay, whatever.
Craig does exactly what Kyle does when he comes home. He walks into the room when Paige is sleeping, and he's like, hey, honey, look how early I am. I just couldn't do it. I had to come back to you. And then you see everyone is home at the same time as Craig.
And, as per tradition, Emerald brings his two friends to the house, an arrow and an arrow.
Ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding.
And we have a little surprise for you guys, which is that we have the two girls from Summer House. Please welcome the two friends, person in person. Hi, welcome. So good to see you guys.
Ding,
Yeah.
Ding, ding.
Oh, so yeah?
Ding, ding,
Okay.
ding, 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 ding.
Well, thanks so much for coming. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Ding, 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 ding.
Wow. It was great to finally get to hear their perspective on this.
So Emerald's like, hey, Jesse goes, hey, you brought two chicks home? Because Emerald, we just hear Emerald, he's putting a washcloth over the camera, so he can bone, as he does every night.
Yeah.
So he's putting it, and then you just hear him go, I'm naked, by the way.
I know. But those two girls are like, So, but then in the middle of this, it gets obviously, I guess it gets too hot because then he goes downstairs and he's like, but then he's like bragging, he's like, hey everyone, 2 girls upstairs. Anyone got a fan? And they're like, what? There's 2 girls up there? So
and even the guys, like the guys who are all horn dogs, usually they're like, what? You're fucking in the house? Fucking legend. Yes, Emerald. Fucking like crazy. By now, they're like, you brought more women home?
I know.
Take the fan and open a window, please. God, man.
So then,
except for Jesse. Jesse's like, you brought 2 girls home? Hey, maybe I'll check in, you know? So he like drunkenly walks down the hall and he opens the door and he goes, I just really miss you guys. And then he goes into the room. Dun, dun, dun. Ding, 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 ah, ding.
what would Jesse Solomon do?
Lot of dinging. So 37 minutes later.
I was not expecting this. I thought he was going to walk in, it'd be a gag, it'd be silly, ha 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 ha. But it was 37 minutes later.
37 minutes? You're 25. That should have been 3 minutes later. Come and done. 37 minutes later is me, and this is how it ends. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hand me those pills. Am I having a heart attack? Feel my pulse. Oh, did I die already? I really got to start Zumba again. 25, shame on you. 37 minutes later. So Jesse leaves and he's trying to be subtle. He's like, oh God, so great seeing you guys. Great seeing you. Love you guys. And then we see a close-up on the floor. When I tell you that I Zaprudered the shit out of this film. I've been backstage there. I downloaded it from the Peacock. I was like, rewind 10 seconds. Ben, what does this look like to you? I'm airdropping it to you right now. He's like, some shit on the floor. Condoms? Does it look like condoms? What is he holding in his hand right now? What is he? Is it a gun? Is it a gun?
It was like Serial. It was basically the next season of Serial.
How many condoms were on the floor?
Which is actually kind of like Lindsay, now that I think about it. Oh my God, Lindsay would make a great prosecutor for a crime podcast.
What were you doing the night of the murders? Did you sage beforehand?
But yeah, Ronnie even sent it to me. Ronnie's like, Ben, look at this. And I was looking.
Girl, I was on the Reddit. I was looking at every detail. Like, what did people find? What did they find? So here's what it is. I don't think they're condoms on the ground because they didn't have the little rib, you know, the little curled up sections at the. I think that was plastic wrap from something they just unwrapped and thrown on the floor. Was it a box of condoms? I don't know. It was wrapping for something. And then there was like some little thong. And I'm so jealous of people who were that tiny. This thong was this big. It was like this. I had to do an image search. It was like, it's a thong. I was like, no way. No, it's not. Is that a fingertip cover? What the fuck is that thing? It was a thong. And then Jesse walks out, and we see a close-up of his hand, and he's holding what looks like a rolled-up sock that looks wet.
He came in it. I'll say it. He came in it.
So then Jesse walks down the hall, and he's holding his phone in one hand and this sock thing in another, this wet sock. And then he's kind of trying to hide the sock, and he almost puts it in his pocket, but thinks against it, probably because it's a fucking splooge sock. And you know he's going to wear those shorts 10 more times. But then by the time he gets back to the bedroom, the sock is gone, and he's hidden it from the camera. So I don't know, maybe he's like, it'll be fine in the back pocket. Either way, you just either got, do you think he just got a blow? What do you think he did?
Well, you know what? I guess we'll have to see what happens on the White Lotus tonight before we fully.
I want to know what happened, because if it was a blowjob, I feel so sorry for those girls, and I'm mad that we don't see them the next day, because I want to see one of those arrows walking out with a jaw that's clicking. Like, 37 minutes.
My honest opinion is the following. Which is that I think that Jesse went in there. I think the girl sucked on his toe. I think that the threesome did the threesome thing. And then I do think the creepy little brother from the White Lotus jerked him off. No. I think Jesse jerked him. I think Jesse jerked off while they were all doing something. That is my theory. So that way he could reasonably say, I didn't participate. It was funny.
Yeah.
He can say, I never
told
touched
you
a
I jerked
girl. Yeah.
Maybe,
Let it be known. He jerked off.
Because he did have that conversation where he's
He
like,
jerked
I
off.
jerked off and I thought of you. So maybe, and she thought it was romantic. So maybe he'll be like, I jerked off to a threesome and I pictured 3 of you. And she's like, oh my God. We'll see, but this guy. Okay, so then
guy.
people go to bed. Who cares? I just want to talk about this for the rest of my life. Really.
So
I'm going to go into White Lotus threads like, you guys, what was Jesse carrying?
You know what I can't wait to do once the White Lotus is done is to make some other stupid Bravo mashup video, and then people think that something that happened on the White Lotus happened in Bravo. Because remember when I did that with Heather Gay? Remember when we were all wondering how Heather Gay got her black eye, and I just did a stupid video where I spliced in the end of White Lotus, and people were like, guys, I heard that Heather Gay fell off a boat. And there was not a boat in sight on that show. And everyone's like, no, Heather Gay in the middle of the night went off to a boat and fell off. I saw the footage. So I'm ready, everyone. I'm ready to cause some shit on the internet.
So good. So we wake up in the morning. Kyle goes running. Jesse is talking to Wes in the kitchen. And he's like, and we're like 2 chicks in his den. So, they were like, come in, Jesse. So, I put my toes in their faces, kind of joking, And then they were like, what do you want to do? And I was like, suck my toe. And so they did. When I tell you someone posted a close-up of this man's foot on the Reddit.
Listen.
The toes are like this.
Listen. His toes probably tasted great because listen here's how he describes them. Well, I'd been partying outside. I was barefoot. Then I went to a club. Couldn't have smelled that great.
Ew. So then the producer's like, and why did you take your socks off? And he's like, well, I was barefoot. I was barefoot when I went in there. And she's like, no, you weren't. And then they show a close-up of him holding this sock in his hand as he leaves the room. I was like, hire that producer onto this show. Next season, I want Lil and the producer on the show. That was so good. I was so proud of her. I was like, Pulitzer.
And then we see a flashback of him going in that room going, and I'm hard.
Maybe we didn't get a timestamp, but I'm thinking that was probably the 37-minute mark. And they're like, oh, just get out of here. Fucking 37 minutes. So then we go to Paige and Craig in bed. Yep. So he's trying to snuggle, and he's like, oh, sorry. I had a dream. I had a short dream. She's like, me too. It's called our relationship. Get out. Sorry, did that come out of my mouth?
He's like waking up and he like twitches or something and he knocks her phone out of her hand. I was like, oh, she's done with you now.
Do you see my hand? What's in it? Nothing. Exactly. You're done. Get out of here.
So then we go see Wes take his daily shower in the pool. And Amanda's like, in the middle of the night, I had waves of nausea. And I was like, what the hell? And then I looked over and Kyle was there. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Kyle. Gabby says something. She goes, I hate that for both of you. What time did you guys get back? Can we give Gabby something more to do on this show?
Listen, people are making their own plot lines here. Gabby needs to get her toes out and go to work. So Jesse comes back and he's like, hey guys, got back, heard there was a threesome, huh? And Amanda's like, oh my God, you checked on him? How do you even have the confidence to walk in on him and 2 girls?
Gabby's like, wait, I thought you were joking. Wait, he actually brought 2 girls home? Hold on, I have to put on my new disgusted face. Ugh.
Yeah. And Jesse's like, well, this is what I do. I was like, hi, Girl Scout cookies or whatever. And then they were like, come fuck us. And I said, no, I couldn't. Lexi's better than foursomes, right?
You know what? Romance is not dead after all. Lexi is better than foursomes.
And when you looked deeply into my eyes and you said, Lexi, you're better than foursomes, I said, I do.
Amanda's like, I'm going to let her know that you said that. And he goes, I mean, I didn't even consider at that moment what she might think about it. Amanda's like, great. Every girl's dream.
And then we see Emerald coming out, and they're playing this dramatic music because I guess Emerald's in trouble now for having a force. Since when? I don't know. But Emerald comes out. He's like, hey, guys, Polly. He's wiping his face. He's giving himself the hoe bath as he walks out. And they're laying like, dun, 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 dun. Emerald's here. And then we see clips of next week when Sierra's like, bro, you fuck like 10 people at a time in our house, and it's getting fucking disgusting. And that brings us to the end of Summer Housing.
Thank you, Philadelphia, for being here tonight. You're always an amazing crowd, and we will see you next time.
We love you guys. Thank
Bye, good night.
Thank you.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster.
It's Always Automatic with Ashley Auto.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Catherine DiBernardo has our hardo.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offutt. Dana C. Dana Do.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Etchels.
We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. Jamie, she has no last namey. You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Hava Nagila Weber.
We could all learn from Jennifer Kearns.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sipped some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
Knock, knock, knocking on Katie Manock's door.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B.
Rigging the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us. It's Lindsay D. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry. We love her on the rocks. It's Melissa Cox. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman.
Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors. She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
She's got a leg up. It's Beth Ani.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Who, what, why, where, and Gwen Pentland.
It's our queen, it's Queen La'ifa.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
She gets an A, it's Kelly B.
We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron.
She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy.
Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters. She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose.
Give him hell, Miss Noel. She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.